look, we tend to forget that we all are not just abstract free individuals, citizens of a world. We do live as part of concrete communities with certain ways of life which are focused precisely on ways of enjoyment, of how you sexual relations are regulated, all that. That's very core of a community, and we are different here. So we should not avoid all these questions of, for example, Muslim Arabs entering Europe. They come with their customs. And okay, the politically correct way is to say we should leave them their customs, we have our customs, we should elevate ourselves above these differences and just take care of fundamental equality, human rights, and so on. This, I claim, doesn't work because human rights or universal values are never abstractly elevated above concrete ways of life. Like examples that you get in Germany, I write about them in my book. Over 2,000 girls per year of immigrants to Germany who go to ordinary German high schools escape from home because they were more seduced by the Western way of life, visit nightclubs, have German boyfriends, and so on. And then their families put pressure on them, like we know in what sense, and then they escape, seek refuge with the police. Do you know that they already have over 20 safe houses in Germany where these girls are provided with fake ID and so on and so on. And of course, Muslim community cries, oh, you are ruining our way of life. Let's be frank, in a way they are right. I mean, you cannot impose on a Muslim community our Western notions of freedom of women to choose their sex partners and claim we respect your way of life. The way the family deals with a woman is the very basic component of their way of life. I'm not saying there is an easy way out here, but I'm just saying that, you see my point, that the problem is real here. The problem is real, and I think and also I know the Muslim intolerance is often exaggerated, and there is a big story of intolerance of Western people towards Muslims. But there is also the other side of the story. For example, I learned this from leftists in Berlin, in Sweden, in Denmark, and in Netherlands. Muslim communities there attacking gay parades, or when they see public display of homosexuality and so on and so on. So you see what I mean? What I'm simply advocating, it's not, of course not, oppressing refugees on behalf of our Western standards. But I hope you admit you have to set a certain limit. And it's a difficult limit. It has to be renegotiated, like, I don't know, when a girl who doesn't want to be veiled is forced by her family to wear veil, and she comes to German police and complains. You have to decide. Do you say, no, that's their problem? Or do you say, no, we respect a certain notion of feminine freedom, their rights, we will not tolerate that. Whatever you do, it will be very painful. I'm claiming this. If we don't approach these topics openly in a public debate, we are just feeding the anti-immigrant populist racists, and we will get in 10, 20 years a terrible Europe where the predominant force will be anti-immigrant populists. So again, my point is not we are incompatible with immigrants, let's not have them in Europe. No, we can have even more immigrants. But we should absolutely talk about these problems in an open way, not ignore these problems. Ignoring these problems means you leave the space open for anti-immigrant populists, and then you have this utter catastrophe of literally divided nations where simply the left, the liberal left's attitude is as if you just mention these problems, they claim, no, this is anti-immigrant, Islamophobic, racism, these are pseudo-problems. No, ordinary people see these problems. And we have to also address those